Welcome back, everyone. Let's get started. Okay, very risky. What I've done is I've gotten rid of my super powerful gun that I just upgraded in order to protect myself. The gun that just changed the fate of my very difficult combat encounter and made it so that I could win, which is crazy. The problem is I only had 2 bullets left. And so what I want to do now, because I'm trying to cut down on weight so that I actually have some ability to carry things, I'm going to go back to my lamer gun. However, my hope is that I can continue to snipe, because this gun does have a long barrel on it, or a long scope on it. So I'm going to try and continue to snipe from range. It will have a much worse outcome sniping from range with this little gun, but I already feel better about the game knowing that I just got into a fight that I didn't want and I survived. My hope is that was the difficult fight. It may not actually be the difficult fight. It's possible that there's, you know, something else terrible coming for me. In fact, I might invite it. Let's invite it. This is silly. Let's do it. Let's do it. We're going to go to my nemesis. We're going to go to this engine, follow the line, and we're going to see if we can take this fight now that we couldn't take earlier in the game. Oh, save the game. Don't die. Don't die a second time, bro. Go into stealth. Okay, that's everything. Open lid, vacuum sealed shut. That's nice. Did I just survive the deadly encounter? I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, where's the bad stuff? Oh, there's Sanctuary in the distance. This was the bad guys' camp. I'm not even sure they're bad guys. I guess they were raiders, maybe. Maybe I'm the bad guy. I just showed up and killed them all, but they started shooting at me first, so... Did they start shooting at me first? They did. They did. I saw him in my scope. I got my gun out, but then he took a shot before I could do anything. Okay. Well, let's save. Now let's take a look at this stuff. We have a wall and a chimney. Ooh, silt bean. Nothing at the wall, but the chimney has loot. Loot Golain. The jewel. Oh yeah. Well, it's great. I'm on survival. I wanted to not die, and I seem to have managed to not die. At least for this one aspect of the game that I was worried about. I did it. I got past it. It's always scary to say something like that, like, hey, I didn't die, because you always have this worry, like you're jinxing yourself, like, the very next thing that will happen is I will leap onto this car and I'll blow up. Instead, I leapt onto the car and got XP. It's a little silly. It said I've discovered thicket excavations, but you can see there's nothing around me. Like, what are they even talking about? I always thought that was a little bit silly. I know exactly where thicket excavations is. If I just go over this giant, like, hill of boulders, there will be an excavation site, but it's silly that they trigger it here when I can't even see it. So you're like, what are you talking about? There's no thicket excavations. Silping, for some reason, often comes in threes, but not always. I don't know why. I kind of wonder if it literally always comes in threes and I just sometimes can't find the third silt bean bush. Like, is it always in threes and the developers have just hidden the third bush somewhere that I can't see? Alright. We were there in power armor. We're going to hope that that place is not repopulated, and we're going to avoid it. Get him, doggo. Good job. You set him up for you. Oh, we got another one coming. Oh no, I had to reload. Thank you, doggo. You know, it's kind of hypocritical of me. There's a... I'm constantly calling dog meat doggo. Because he's a good boy. He's a good doggo. But there is a mod you can get in this game. And I can't remember what it's called. Something about the Diamond City Bleachers or something like that. I don't remember what it is. And I hate that mod. I hate it so much. But it's a beautiful, lovely, wonderful mod, and it's totally not fair for me to say that I hate it so much. It's not nice, because those guys worked so hard on that mod, and it is so big. It is a huge mod that delivers tons and tons of new content. If you guys haven't checked it out, you might want to look into it. I think it's called, like, Diamond City Bleachers or The Bleachers, something like that. But the idea is the actual Diamond City is supposed to be this big, like the great green jewel of the Commonwealth. It's supposed to be this big city. But when you get in there, it's a dozen stores or like places for you to go and like 20 NPCs. And then that's it. You're done. And so their idea was, well, let's actually flesh it out because there are big chunks of that stadium that are just empty. But my issue with that mod is, while there are tons of NPCs, extra quests, all sorts of cool stuff, and apparently they just recently released an expansion to make it even more big and insane than it already was, so it's a cool mod. But there is one issue I take with it, which is the dialogue of the NPCs does not hold true to a 1950s era type of dialogue, which Fallout, for the most part, is relatively consistent. I mean, it's not perfect, but at least it's trying. You know what I mean? Like the NPCs have a manner of speaking in the game, and at least they seem to not violate their own like internal rules about what dialogue should sound like in the Fallout universe. And again, that may not be perfect because there may be things like, you know, if you go back to Fallout 2, it was completely different or something like that. It's been years since I played Fallout 2, so I have no idea anymore. But what I do know is, by the way, you're never supposed to do this. You're not supposed to touch cars at all, because sometimes cars can shake and roll, and if they do, they'll kill you. Boy, this is a problem. It's starting to get dark, and I have not arrived at my target yet. Alright, let's see if we can skirt around this. I talked too much and it got too dark. But anyway, what I was saying something about dog meat. You know what I'll do? I'll rewatch the video and I'll do a voiceover to finish off whatever it was that I was saying about dog meat here. So the point was that I'm sitting here as a player calling dog meat doggo, but in the Bleachers mod, the characters call dogs doggos, and it drives me nuts because I feel like characters in the game world wouldn't speak like that. They didn't call dogs doggos. in the 1940s or 1950s, at least as far as I know. For some reason, it triggered me or set me off and made me not like the mod, made me feel like the mod wasn't true to the speech patterns of the time. It's very weird and silly of me. We got it. We got the Tenpines. Things are looking great, but I can hear gunfire.
Damn it, why can't this just be over? I had no choice.
That's not the gunfire I was hearing. Alright, I don't want to pick a fight. I just arrived. Although that's too bad. Is that a raider that fell over, or is that like a scavenger? I don't know if the raiders took out some people here. Alright, we're not going to worry about that because it's getting late. Let's get back up to town. So this dark area here is Tenpines. Let's see what we can do about this. I suppose first we could talk to Lucas and Seven.
Hey, at least it's honest work.
Yeah.
Hey.
Too many miles on the road. At least the pay is terrible.
Best way to spend your caps is protecting your hide with my armor. That advice is free.
What kind of stuff do you have?
I sell armor for Old Man Stockton's outfit, based out of Bunker Hill. Been selling armor to smart wastelanders for years. The dumb ones walk away empty-handed, but they don't stay dumb long, if you catch my meaning.
Sure, let's take a look.
Focus on stopping power. Pretty don't stop bullets.
That was a very weird conversation because the Brahmin kept getting in the way, but also I was trying to break the conversation because I really desperately wanted to get my Pip-Boy light on because I could hardly see him in the darkness. But I couldn't do it. Oh well. Okay, he has no guns. He has a bunch of armor. I have 500 caps. What else does he have? Antibiotics! For 195 caps, that's crazy. This, if I got all this, it would increase my carrying weight by a lot, by maybe like 20. If I have this interaction with him, I could use my Great Mentats to boost the interaction by a lot. Great Mentats is worth 23 there, as you can see. So I could get 23 caps for Great Mentats. If I use Great Mentats to influence the sale, I can't sell the Great Mentats and get money. Which means Great Mentats would need to at least influence the sale in such a way that I got more than 23 caps in savings. Let's take a look at this. Let's see if we can do this. Okay, so if I take the 4 pieces of armor that I want and I take the antibiotics, there they are listed at the top here. These like bigger squares. The small square means I'm using it already. The big square means it's one of the things that he's selling to me right now. If I take these 5 items, it's going to cost me 417 caps. You can see it down there. He gets 417 and I'm going to lose 417. If I drop out of this sale, take the Great Mentats, come back in and try to do this sale, it should be cheaper. After we do this, it needs to be 391, 390, 380. Something like that would mean I actually saved money. Cancel, yes. Now let's turn on my light. Thank you. Let's turn on my cool Great Mentats stuff. And let's take a drink. Yum. Okay. Probably should factor in those waters too. I'm not sure how much they would have sold for. But that's okay. We're not going to worry about the waters. Looking for 391 or less for the price for this stuff.
My armor saved many a wastelander.
Sure, let's take a look.
What you see is what you get.
Okay. $3.91 or less. That's all I want to pay. A huge savings. I'm paying $2.44 for this. You can see it down at the bottom of the screen. That's bonkers. Okay, it's great. It's great. I love it. Let's agree to this sale. Confirm. Yes. Okay. But now that I've confirmed that, and now that I know I'm saving money, let us also go back and see if there's anything I want to sell off. I might try to get all his caps from him while I'm in this really good state. Let's sell that. I might not even be able to sell everything. I might max this poor guy out. Yeah, I can't even sell him everything I want to sell him. Took all his money. All right. Accept. Well, so I think I made off like a bandit in this. I have all the money now. All the caps are on my side of the screen. And I got tons of good loot from him. Okay. So let's re-equip. Okay. And then I look at myself. Oh, I'm turning around so I can't see myself. Shoot. All right, that's fine. All right. Oh, he's leaving. He was hanging out just to sell to me, and now he's gone. There was a person I hadn't talked to, though. I don't want that person to leave. I hadn't talked to you yet. What about you, you crazy-looking person?
You.
Hey, my contract with Lucas is up soon. Let me know if you got any work.
What do you think about coming to work for me?
Yeah? Cool. Just tell me where you need me.
I don't have anybody at Red Rocket. I might send her there. All right. So for any of you who have played Fallout 4 before, you're going to be like, wait a second. Who is this Seven? How is she with Lucas? How have I never seen her before? And the answer is, she's part of a mod called Settlers of the Commonwealth. And there are like 30 extra settlers scattered around the whole map from top to bottom. And you can encounter them and talk to them, and each one basically will say, I'm looking for work on a settlement. And you tell them to go to a settlement, and they'll go there. Each one has their own unique personality. The voice actor for Seven is pretty fun. She also did voice acting for a couple other cool video games. I can't remember what. She's not just a voice actress who did voice acting for a little mod. She does voice acting for some pretty good games. Maybe I'll put like a link to what she's done down in the description down below. All the different characters are, voiced by different people. They have different personalities, and they're pretty fun. Little extra or little bonus. In fact, I think I've got another settler right there that's lit up. Let's talk to that person. I'm not pointing my gun at you. Don't point your gun at me.
Hey.
What do you want? We don't need any more trouble around here.
Oh, this is not the other settler, but we'll get to the other settler.
Do you always point a gun at everyone you meet?
I'm afraid I do these days. If we lose any more of our crops, we'll be done for. Now you best get yourself on down the road. We've got nothing for you.
Didn't you ask the Minutemen for help?
You're with the Minutemen? I didn't really think you fellas still existed. We sent word with one of them passing traders, but honestly, I never expected anything to come of it. Most people don't put much stock in the Minutemen these days after Quincy. Bad business, that.
Is there something you need my help with?
Yeah, I'm damn glad you're here. There's a raider gang that's been giving us trouble for weeks. Stealing food and supplies, threatening to kill us all if we don't pony up. We know where they're coming from, but we can't go up against a gang like that.
I'll take care of them.
Thanks, friend. If you folks are for real this time, it'll be a welcome change for the better.
Well, maybe this is the extra person. I know there's another settler here in Tenpines that is not normal here. Yeah, Kim. Let's talk to Kim.
There.
I want to work on a settlement. Just gotta find a place that's hiring.
Would you come work for me?
Hey, what do you know? I was just looking for someone like you. I should talk out loud more often.
She can go to Red Rocket too. Now I have Red Rocket populated. I don't remember anything about Kim. I don't know if she's like a fun NPC or not. I don't remember what her dialogue is like. Basically, these settlers that you can get from Settlers of the Commonwealth, they work differently from the other settlers. You can't generally open up a lot like a dialogue option with them where they have like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 options you pick from on the little arrow keys or whatever. Generally, they just will provide a quip whenever you walk by them or whenever you like engage in their inventory. These settlers obviously work a little more normally, I guess. Once you have the settlement, you get options to like trade with them or to say something to them and so on. The Settlers of the Commonwealth mod, though, with the weird settlers that you get... Who is this? Is this... Oh, this is one of the guards. She still hasn't left. Those weird extra settlers that you get with the mod, while they don't interact the same way, they don't work the same way, they do have lots of unique dialogue. Each NPC's probably got, in my experience, I don't know, 40 or 50, 60 different lines of dialogue that they can talk to you about. I would like to sleep now, but I don't think there is a way to sleep. I think the beds in here are owned, and they won't let me sleep very long anyway. Yeah. I could rest in the chair, but that's not what I want to do. Well, the bottom line is we lived. Maybe I hightail it back to Sanctuary. Ooh, that's some bad shots. How am I not hitting you even once? That's crazy. Thank you. Oh, there's another one, though. Oh, no, that's the one I just shot. Okay. Okay. This fight went a lot better than it sometimes does, and I think it's because I've got better armor. And this gun is actually kind of awful. But, Oh, let's be distracted by this. Shiny new stuff. Yes, please. Leaving a trail of bodies. All right. We're back. I was very nervous about going out and doing that, but we lived. We're doing okay. I'm actually quite happy about the results so far. I'd said I wanted to move this out of the way. Let's see if we can do that. What did I just do? I did not mean to build a turret inside the house. Ah. But I do like turrets, so I will take that turret and use it. Okay. So you should be closer to... Actually, can I get you closer than that? That seems pretty... There we go. Alright, now Marcy should not stand up against that wall, hopefully. Let's take this turret I accidentally placed. I will take a new turret. I believe I had wanted turrets down here, so let's find a place for you. Like right... Whoa. No, come on, you can do it. Stay on that roof. There. Okay, great. Alright, our defense is quite high. Our beds are quite good. Our food is quite good. Our water is quite good. Happiness is on an upward trend. That's lovely. Don't feel like building more right now. I think I want to go to Red Rocket and see my 2 new settlers. But first, let's dump any extra gear I have. Oh wait, there was a conversation going to play out there. Let's listen to the conversation.
How are you getting along? Just fine. It is nice to finally settle down after spending so much time moving around.
Oh yeah? You spent a little time on the run when you were younger?
Oh yes, you have to when there's a bounty on your head. A little elderly advice. Don't double-cross a raider. They hold long grudges.
Yeah, that's good advice. Sounds like quite the adventure.
It was. Someday, I'll tell you all about it.
What?
Oh gosh, Marcy. You're nice to her, but mean to me. I'm the guy that saved your butt. It's so wild to me how rude you are sometimes. Okay. Let's dump stuff in. Leveled up. I'm going to show you guys a trick. So you can see we're hovering on local leader right now, and local leader provides you with the ability to do supply lines. And what that means is basically, if you've never done it before, you're going to designate a settler in one of your settlements to travel to another settlement and then go back and forth constantly. And then what will happen is the supplies between those 2 settlements are shared. There is a trick, and I want to show you guys this trick. Because my last build, my last playthrough in survival mode, I was not a charisma build, I was a luck build. And I desperately needed provisioners at a certain point, but I couldn't get them. So I'll show you the trick. Ooh, I'm not even sure I can do the trick at this level, but we're going to try it. Okay, there we go. All right. So what we need to do is build a computer. Okay, so there's a terminal. This is the default computer setup that you get with the base game. You should always avoid this if you have the DLC installed, because there's another option down here, the Vault-Tec Population Management System. This is just a computer, like any other computer, but this one, all it can do is it comes up with basically an empty screen and a prompt, and you can load your holotapes in. So if you have a holotape you want to play, like one of the video game holotapes or something, you can run it on this computer. But it costs the same as this bad boy, but this dude is a better computer because it comes by default with some systems that will allow you to do things like track your companions and other things like that. In other words, it has some programs built in. You don't need holotapes for this thing to do stuff. It costs the same as the regular computer. So why would you ever build a regular computer when you can get this computer that will run your holotapes, but will also do more? Okay, so let's do it. And then we'll need power to run it, not lights. And a generator, there we go. Okay. All right, so we have our generator powering our computer, and now it should work. Great. Let's load our holotape, because that's the trick I want to show you guys. Okay, so that's all the holotapes I have except for one, and that is Survival Quick Save. Ooh, that is the wrong... That's the wrong holotape. I thought there was going to be something else down there. What the heck? Well, I'm all thrown off. Okay. Survival Quick Save. Well, we've already talked about that. That's what's allowing me to save the game when I shouldn't be able to save the game because I'm in survival mode. So I need to install a mod that I thought was already here. Let's talk about it. Hold on. I'm gonna show you this trick. I'm determined to show you this trick. Hold on. Let's pull up Vortex, my mod manager. Come on. Okay, here are all my mods. Wait. Oh. I do have it installed, but it's always a problem. That's right. I'm going to show you guys how to fix this problem. Okay, so Settlement Management Mod is the mod that you need to do the cool trick I'm about to show you. Basically, settlement management software will give you a holotape that will allow you to interact with your other settlements from afar. Essentially, it's like setting up email as like a way to communicate with your other settlements and make other settlements do things even when you're not there. But it doesn't work by default because there's a bug which won't allow you to get the holotape if you have it installed from the beginning of your game, which I did, and I didn't mean to. You're supposed to install it after you leave the vault, if I understand correctly. But we'll fix it. We'll fix it. There's a way to fix it. I'll show you. The other thing I wanted to do, though, I have a rank in robotics, and I have a mod. There. I have a mod called Carry Your Stuff Robots. There it goes. It's installed now. Okay. So we're going to do two things. We're going to do settlement management software, and we're going to do Carry Your Stuff Robots. Great. Now that they're installed, let's restart the game. But I need to look up how you fix settlement management software first. Let's do that too. So there is a forum post. No, there is a regular post, not a forum post, that talks about how to fix it. To everyone who didn't get the holotape added to your inventory, in the pre-war prologue, you don't have an inventory. I added as soon as you activate the mod. But if the mod's already installed at the beginning of the game, the holotape gets lost. You can manually add it by entering help settlement management holotape 0 without the outside quotes into the console. Okay, type that into the console. All items with that name will be listed. There should be only one item. Take the ID that is displayed, something like XX blah blah F99, and then enter player add item into the console.
Nice job with those defenses. I've got nothing else I need right now. I think Preston may want to chat, though.
I'll talk to Preston. In fact, let's add that to my list. Talk to Preston. Okay. All right, now we need to open up the console. It's the tilde key, I think. There it is. And then I'm supposed to type in that command that he gave us. So let's paste it in. There. And he said an ID should show up. Okay, so now I want to do player add item is what he said. Player dot add item 11000F99. Okay, it made a noise like something did get added to my inventory. I think that's pretty great. So I think we're good. Let's get out of this. Settlement management holotape added. All right, we have solved our mod problem. So, this is such a long way to get you guys to this one cool trick about local leader and getting provisioner lines set up. So, let's go back in here. Okay, so, as mentioned, right, I was looking at local leader. Local leader allows you to set up provisioner lines, and I'm going to show you how to deal with that if you don't have charisma. Let's go. Load holotape. Down at the bottom, there it is, finally. Settlement management holotape. Let's get that running. Start program. Okay. So I should be able to go through all 3 of the settlements that I currently control. So if I go to view other settlements, it should show all 3. Well, it doesn't show all 3 because I'm currently in 1. I'm currently in Sanctuary, so it's not showing me Sanctuary because I'm already there. But it's showing me the others that I'm not currently using. So I could switch to Abernathy or Red Rocket, so that's great. I don't want to switch. Let's go back. Okay, so we're in Sanctuary Hills. Let's go to Manage Settler. List all settlers. Okay. So this shows you all the settlers you have in the settlement that you're currently active with, which for us right now is Sanctuary. And I have 5 settlers listed here. I don't have Codsworth listed here, which is sad. In fact, I should probably add that to my list of things to do. Talk to Codsworth. Okay. Okay. You go to someone you want to mess with. Like I have June right now is unassigned. All right, he doesn't have an assignment yet. Now, if we go down to the bottom here, you can assign to object. That would be things like if you want to assign him to a bed. Now, you don't have to have settlement management software to assign someone to a bed. You just go into the build menu like normal. But if we go below that, assign to caravan. What caravan do I want to assign them to? This is setting up provisioner lines. I want June to go to Red Rocket. You need to close the menu to set up to see any changes. Now it said you need to get out of this in order to see your changes. If we go into, there he goes. That's June right there, and he's going to head off to do his job. But if we go in here to our map, right here. Well, I think if I press C, it's going to show supply lines running between Sanctuary and Red Rocket, even though I don't have the leadership feat or the leadership perk. Let's see if it works. There it is. So I have set up provisioner lines between my 2 settlements, and I don't have the perk. How is that possible? Well, it turns out settlement management software that we just ran.
But even the hard days get easier than the one before.
All right, cool. The settlement management software that we just installed or that we just used, it offers that feature as part of the convenience of managing all your settlements and so on. But I think the developer forgot to check whether you have the perk or not. And so it just does it, whether the perk is there or not. So if you are running a low charisma or no charisma build, and you're like, this feels obnoxious to have to like run all my gear from settlement to settlement. I'm constantly going back and forth, especially in survival mode where you can't fast travel and you're just like, this takes forever. If you're really getting annoyed, you may want to look into getting settlement management software and doing what I just did. Having said that, I am going to actually now put my point into exactly that perk. Okay. I can now set up supply lines. Good. Now, having done that, we've now set up June to be a provisioner between Sanctuary and Red Rocket, but what we don't have right now is Abernathy Farm connected at all. And so I'm now going to do Abernathy Farm using the traditional normal interface. So if I do Q, it says I can send Marcy to Abernathy Farm. And when I do that, we should see our food production will drop to 6 because she's no longer running the food production. Assign supply line to Abernathy Farm. Yes. So, Mean Girl is now going to head out and start running a supply line to Abernathy Farm. There she goes. She's assigned to Brahmin, which I think is there an implication that she's now going to be running gear back and forth. And the settlers will, in fact, actually get Brahmin. Like, if you assign a settler to do a supply line like this, eventually, as they're coming and going, you will see them come and go with Brahmin. And the Brahmin will just have, like, tons of gear packed onto it, because the implication is that they're running gear back and forth between the settlements as needed. I usually want to equip my settlers with better guns. And I do that not only just thematically and roleplay wise, like I like my settlers, I want them to live, so I'll give them better guns. You can go into their inventory and equip them, give them better armor too. But also I do it because if you do that and you set up all these provisioner lines all over the map, essentially what happens is you end up with free backup. Like, you get in trouble, there's a small chance your provisioner will be out there with you at any given point or any given moment. And if they've got great guns, they'll blow things up for you. So I will definitely be upgrading Marcy and June to have really good gear and really good guns. But I'm not going to do that right at this moment because I'm very poor and this is a beginning stage of the game. Here it should be. It's not here either. Where is it? Oh, it's got its own entry down at the end. Okay. All right. What is this stupid mod that I've installed that I want to talk about? This was the carry your stuff mod. It involves robotic boxes that can carry loot for you. Here, I'll show you a couple. So, these are a few of them. So they're just separated out into categories. They all do the same thing, but so this is other. These are Vault Tech boxes that you can use. Steamer trunk boxes that you can use. Wooden crates that you can use. If it has a lantern on it like this, it will in fact provide light. And this one is a special one, and I'm going to show you guys why. If we go all the way to the end, you've got a couple here that just have like a little toy on it. That's fine. They're just differentiating the different boxes. But then there's this one with the green toy soldier on it. I never take this box until I get you-know-who with this. So if you play through the game and you can get this box, I'd leave it alone even though it's available to me right at the beginning. I don't touch that until I earn it. All these boxes will end up with a little like fusion core engine at the bottom of them that will cause them to float up and hover and follow you around. And what do? Well, they just carry stuff like the mod says. I don't know if it's unlimited or just a very high amount, but I have done as much as I think like 500-600 pounds inside one of these chests, and they were humming along just fine. So they carry a lot. This is a way to cheat the game a little bit because if you're low strength, this obviously will negate a penalty of having low strength. If you have low strength, you're basically saying, I want to carry very little, or I want to hoard things, but I'm just going to run back and forth constantly, which is very boring, or I'm going to constantly be in power armor in order to make sure that I have enough strength to carry whatever I need to carry. This does like an end run around that problem and just gives you something that can carry stuff. However, I love it. I've mentioned this before, but it just seems very sci-fi to me, like post-apoc sci-fi, to be a scavenger running through ruins with a fusion-powered chest that you dump all your gear in and just sort of going around doing your job, doing your business, and picking up loot from this like devastated, ruined area. And it's even why I named my channel A Man and His Box. And so I think it's probably time that I start rocking one of these boxes to live up to my name. I like this really industrial looking thing. So I think I'm going to go with this one. Build. Cool. Now, I have done a thing in order to quote unquote earn this. Oh, carry your stuff robots. The robot you constructed will happily carry your stuff while adventuring. It doesn't fight, it won't run away, it will adjust its follow distance automatically. I have to say, it doesn't do a good job of that. It has gotten in my way constantly, but that's okay. It will stay put when told to wait. It also doesn't die or break stealth or get grumpy if it's ignored. You can make a bunch, but only one will actually tag along. The extras will simply wait, hoping that you'll change your mind and pick them instead. They will keep safe whatever loot you give them. What was I saying before this? Hold on. Let me play back the video and look. I'm going to tell you whatever story I was in the middle of telling. Hold on. I'm going to finish this. Let me do that. Save and look at what in the world I was talking about. Okay, I did a quick check. I remember what I was going to tell you guys. I was saying I have done a thing to earn this box, and that is I have put a point into robotics before I needed to put a point into robotics. Where is it there? Robotics expert. The mod will give you this robot, I think, even if you have no ranks in robotics. You can build it just by virtue of the fact that you downloaded the mod. It'll let you build it. I have that, and I also have the settlement tidy bot down here. And I knew I was going to be building these robots, and I thought it's not really fair for me to build all these robots for free just because I downloaded some mods that will let me do it. Because how does my character know how to build these robots? That's ridiculous. So look at my box trying to follow me. That's great. So I took a rank in robotics just for roleplay purposes. I don't even need the rank in robotics, really. I'm not doing much with it, but I'm using it to build these robots. That's my roleplay element for this. What do you do with this? You just command it, and it just gives you the same interactions that you get with dog meat. If you talk to it, I don't know what that does. Oh, it just pops up a control interface with the same options. Okay. Oh, you can disable the nightlight. That's nice. If you tell it to stay, it'll drop to the ground and sit there, and then you'll need to use your recall device to get it back, or you can re-talk to it and tell it to follow you, just like we do with dog meat. Cancel out is cancel out. Trade is what I wanted to show you, though. Just gives you a screen like this, and you can just start dumping things into the box, and you know, load it up on all the loot that you've carried. Now we've got our box going. Let's look at our to-do list. The box mod done. Settlement management software done. Go to Red Rocket, meet the new settlers, talk to Preston and Codsworth. Let's do Preston and Codsworth before we go to Red Rocket, since Preston and Codsworth are right here. Well, maybe they're right here. Hey, there's a Codsworth. Let's talk to him.
Mr. Tony, welcome back, sir. I do hope you were able to find some assistance in Concord.
You could say that. I made a few new friends.
Can't have enough of those these days. I realize that I'm no Mr. Gutsy, but if needed, I'd be honored to accompany you throughout the Commonwealth. Just say the word.
Would you like to?
As you wish, sir.
Yes, of course.
As you wish, sir. Not to worry there, pup. Your master is in good hands.
All right. Dogmeat's going to stay here in Sanctuary with all these dog houses. Confirm. And I know it says Codsworth tolerates you. Okay. You can kind of see that also when I was asking Codsworth, do you want to come with me? He's like, as you wish. Like, he's not very enthusiastic about me. He may get less enthusiastic over time because I think he hates it when you rob places.
I wonder what Diamond City will be like. If the name has anything to do with it, it must be quite nice.
I think he hates it when you rob things, and that includes if you just unlock a chest. It could be that the chest has been abandoned for 100 years and nobody's guarding that anymore, and you should be able to take whatever loot is there. He'll get mad at you if you open it. He's like, doesn't that belong to somebody? So he may end up not liking me very much, but we're going to just see if we can win him over just for a little bit. Let's just try it. We'll give Dogmeat a break. Okay. We were told to talk to Preston, and he just walked by. Let's say hi to him, too.
Things are tough now, but they'll get better. Stay sharp. Don't let your guard down.
Okay. We were told to talk to him, but he doesn't have much to say. So... Oh, just as I mentioned that the provisioners will eventually get Brahmin that will carry all the loot, and so here it is playing out right in front of us. There's... Is that June?
I'm sorry. I wouldn't be very good company right now.
I know you won't. That's why I've sent you away. So there they go. Oh, and that's got to be Marcy with her Brahmin down there as well. So there they go. The married couple doing provisioning. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's take a look at my to-do list. Preston and Codsworth, we've done it. Go to Red Rocket, meet your new settlers. Let's go. Hey guys, thanks for watching, and our next video we'll pick up with our adventures in Red Rocket and beyond. Thanks for watching, and have a good day, everybody.